Hello everyone, my name is Sam Spade and welcome to another Coding Fundamentals in GML tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about the built-in function showDebugMessage, along with debug messages or the idea of debug messages in general. If you've been following along, you're probably already familiar with showDebugMessage as I've been using it in most of the tutorials. But if you're not, it's a built-in GameMaker function which creates a custom message that prints to the output window, and it is printed while the game is running, giving you real-time information on what is going on with your code. It takes a string, but it will auto-convert other data types if only a single data type is used. So you can pass it a number or an array. You don't have to do anything to change that data type into a string, because showDebugMessage will do it for you if there's only one data type present and it evaluates to a single expression or a single thing. And I'll go over some examples of that in a moment. If you do use multiple data types, or if you use strings, then you'll have to convert everything into a string, and not only that, but turn it into one long string. Again, we'll show some examples in a moment. So over here, we've got three variables: text, which equals hello world, A equals 100, B equals 200. This is an example of several variables being used, but all of these variables evaluating to one thing. In this case, the number 300. 100 plus 200 equals 300. showDebugMessage will convert 300 into a string and print it to the output window. Down here, we're mixing various things together. So we've got this string, I am, and then we're taking A and we're converting that into a string, and we're adding that to this string. So we'll say I am 100 years old. If you're not familiar with the plus sign, you can use the plus sign to add two strings together. An important note is that it does not add the spaces, it adds the strings exactly as written, which is why there's a space here and a space here. And here we're using a couple variables and adding them all together. So we've got text, which is hello world, then we're just adding in an empty space, and then we are doing math and converting that result to a string and adding that to this whole text. So as discussed in the previous slide, whenever you're using multiple variables, they all have to evaluate to one thing. And when you're including strings, or if there's multiple data types, you have to turn it into one big long string, which is what we're doing here. Now, before we get to some examples, in GameMaker Studio 2, there's two other things I want to cover. The first is to know when to use the debugger versus when to use showDebugMessage. The debugger is significantly more powerful than showDebugMessage, and therefore it should be used in most cases. In other words, showDebugMessage is not a replacement for the debugger. However, there are a couple times when showDebugMessage is better. It's better when you need information instantly or in real time. There is something called real-time debugging, which we'll go through in the debugger tutorial, but that's not really real time. It updates a couple times a second, I think, so you're not going to catch anything that happens on a single frame, or that might even be changed within a single step or something like that. For that, you need showDebugMessage. You also can't use the debugger with things that have to happen over time, such as a pinch gesture or dragging. That takes multiple frames, but the debugger is going to pause your game if you're using a breakpoint or something like that and interrupt the gesture or the motion. You're not going to be able to debug it like that. So showDebugMessage is great there. showDebugMessage is also great when you just don't want to interrupt the code. Maybe it's not really even a bug or something like that you're trying to figure out. You just want to print out some information. Maybe you just want to print out some information, like an instance was created, or maybe you want to be able to hit a button and get all of your display window variables. It's very easy to set something like that up, and you don't have to pause the game or do anything, search through variables. You could just print out a little report for yourself. And this brings me to the second thing I want to talk about, which is custom showDebugMessages. You can write your own wrapper script for showDebugMessage. showDebugMessage is a little bit wordy, and as discussed before, you have to convert everything to a single string. And when you're working with a lot of strings or variables and different data types, that can be kind of annoying. So you can streamline your frequent debugging tasks by writing custom scripts. I have a free asset on the marketplace with the custom debug scripts that I use, and I've included that in the source code for this project now as well. I personally would still get it on the marketplace as it's a lot easier to import into your game, but you could also just go to the Git repository and copy everything down. Okay, let's switch over to GameMaker Studio 2 and see some of this in action. Okay, so I've run the debugger as usual and stopped at the breakpoint. So we're going to initialize three variables, text, A and B, and come over here. Now we're going to do the first one. Show debug message A plus B should give us 300. 300. Now we're going to do the second one, I am, then the string of A, so 100 years old. I am 100 years old. Now we'll do the third one, which is hello world plus a space and then 300. Hello world, 300. Now we're going to do an array just to see what show debug message does with a different data type. Notice that it prints it out a little bit strangely. We come over here to our instance variables. We can see that it's represented exactly as we would expect over here, but when it gets printed out in this nested format. That's to be expected. It's nothing weird. It's just how GameMaker Studio 2 prints out arrays right now. And then we have our custom functions. So this is a macro that will just print out the show debug message A. Then using these custom debug messages, we're going to print out a short report. So let's just walk through it here. I'm going to use this one, which is step over the function so we don't go inside of them. And if you want to see the code, you can just look at the source code. So debug start. Here you can see that this is a custom function which takes a string and adds it to this format, giving you a nice little start or break and then telling you what the section is going to be. You can call print without anything to get a line break. This just prints out the letter C and the current time, which can be helpful if you just want to know that some code is firing. Now here we're using print. Print is a wrapper script for show debug message. What it does is it automatically converts data types that are not strings to strings, and you can separate the arguments with commas rather than plus signs. So you can turn this line right here into this line right here. Much easier to write. And you can see that those two lines print out the exact same thing. I also have a custom function that will print out the object and instance ID. Here we go. Object show debug message. This is the instance ID. You can come over here and see indeed that this is our instance ID and this is our object. And then finally, another space and print end, which again is just some formatting for a debug window. If you want to go through the guts of these scripts, like I said, they're available on the marketplace and on GitHub. How they work though isn't the point of this tutorial. The point is to show how using some wrapper scripts for show debug message can make it very easy to print out certain types of debug information and make that debug output more readable and more helpful to you as you're debugging. So in summary, show debug message is great for real-time debugging, but it should not be used to replace the debugger, and you should experiment with creating your own functions as wrappers for show debug message for anything that you find yourself using regularly. This can help you speed up the process of debugging and just make writing and debugging your code a little bit easier. As always, the links in this slide will be below, along with links to the source code and a link to the slides themselves. And that's it. Thanks for watching.